Hey guys, it's Melissa here from melissaoatman.com. Welcome to Awaken Your Inner Awesomeness, a daily podcast devoted to spirituality and self-help. If you're new, I want to welcome you. If you're returning, welcome back. So today I want to talk to you about daydreaming. And you may be thinking, why is she talking to us about daydreaming today? What is going on? The reason I want to talk to you about daydreaming today is because what I have been channeling lately is a message for the collective that the universe is trying to give us ideas and place desires in our heart that will help to lead us on our life's purpose, on the right path. And many of us are not hearing the signs, we're not seeing the signs. And what I was being given is that if we allow ourselves to be in more of a dreamlike state, that we can receive the messages more clearly. And what is the best way to be in a dreamlike state? Obviously, the very best way is to be sleeping at night. And that is the easiest time for us to receive messages. But if you're like me, I hardly ever remember my dreams. I may remember a few of them, but when I wake up, I have a hard time making sense of anything that's happened to me. There have been a few times, a handful of times, when I woke up from a dream and I went, okay, that was significant. There's something I'm supposed to remember about that dream. And I would write it down because I would forget 5 minutes later, even though this is supposed to be such a big sign. That's just the way my brain works. But that's only happened to me a few times. Most of the time, when I get my signs and my guidance, it's when I'm meditating. And meditating and dreaming, those are all states where we allow our brains to basically shut off. We allow the part of the brain that's really processing and thinking and all of that, we allow it to just let go. So what happens is during meditation, the frontal cortex goes kind of offline. And this is the processing part of our brain that processes sensory information about our surroundings. So this means that we're more able to focus on the guidance that we're receiving rather than, otherwise we're too distracted, basically. You know, it's like, I talk about this in my book, Beautifully Broken. I talked about how I used to try to meditate and I would be like, oh, look, a squirrel. And I would get so distracted and I would start thinking about the most ridiculous things because I couldn't shut my brain off. And so it took practice and I had to learn how to do it. But the more I practiced, the better I got. And I was able to stop thinking about pizza tacos. If you read my book, you'll be like, I know what she's talking about. I would just these weird random thoughts would just pop into my brain. And what I realized too is that very much of the time, I used to be a daydreamer. When I would drive to work, I had a 50-minute drive to and from work. My mind would wander to the weirdest places. I would just be thinking about everything and anything and everything and end up at these really crazy random thoughts. But I also realized during that time, I used to get inspired and have so many awesome ideas for my classroom. And it was because I wasn't really truly focused on anything. It's not like I got in the car and I'm like, okay, how am I going to make my classroom better? I didn't do that at all. I would just get in the car and all of a sudden I'd be thinking about one thing which would lead to 5 others, and then I'd be thinking about something else. And all of a sudden I would come at this idea of, hey, I should try this tomorrow. And the same thing would happen to me when I would try to go to bed. This happens to me all of the time when I try to sleep. And for me, it's a big part of why I don't sleep that well. And it's not that I don't, once I fall asleep, I'm usually okay, but it's getting to sleep sometimes. It's me laying down and all of a sudden I get a flood of ideas. I have literally had to get up in the middle of the night before and record a podcast because I laid my head down and all of a sudden a flood of information just started coming to me. And I was hearing, you need to say this and you should talk about this and then you should talk about that. And they ended up being some of the best podcasts that I had because it was when I was laying down, letting go of things, trying to relax, that the ideas would just flood to me. And I've been getting the same message recently for the collective, which is that you are being given ideas. Ideas are being placed in your mind and in your hearts because they are helping you to find your purpose. We're all starting to slowly awaken to why we came here. We didn't just say, oh, I'm going to go to Earth and just do whatever. Think about it like a vacation. We've all had those vacations where we're like, I'm just going to go to this place. And I'm not going to plan anything. I'm just going to see what happens. Or at least I've done that a few times in my life. Like one time it was a last minute trip and my friends were like, we're just going to go to the beach and we're just going to relax. It was very last minute. Like we planned it like a couple of weeks before we went. And then we were like, okay, we'll just do what we want to do when we get there. We'll just see. And it was so much fun, and we found so many really cool little small places and excellent restaurants because we didn't try to plan anything. We didn't have any expectations. We just went out there and we went. And then I've been on vacations where everything is planned down to the minute, like when we do those EF tours where we take students. Every second of your day pretty much is planned out. And you see a lot and it's great, but I can tell you which vacation I enjoyed more. But the whole point is, I experienced so much more just like letting it flow, just seeing where it took me. And in the same way, if we were able to relax and start just allowing ourselves to daydream more. And I think about this too when I want to manifest things. Somebody said to me, well, when you're trying to manifest, do you just like think about the thing and let it go, or you just continue thinking about it and continue thinking about it? And what I said is, I don't try to think about it obsessively in that way. But what I will do is I'll allow myself to imagine what it would be like to have the thing that I'm wanting and to feel how amazing it would feel. And then I just give a little gratitude, like, oh, thanks, that would be so awesome. But I don't obsess over things like that. It's more like a daydreamy kind of state where I just take a few moments to allow myself to imagine how cool it would be for me, I'm like, how cool would it be to have a house on the beach? Yeah, that would be awesome. Okay, so I sit there and imagine myself out on my deck, having my cup of coffee, watching people walk their dogs down the beach and hearing the sound of the waves as they hit the shore and seeing the clear blue water and feeling the sun as it's shining down on my face. That's what I do. And I just allow myself to be in this like daydreamy state. And let me tell you something, it does several things. You feel better when you allow yourself to go to that place. And it's not like you're trying to escape the reality that you have here, but you're trying to imagine an alternate reality where everything you wanted is yours and it's possible. And I think that the thing that separates people who are very successful and people who really are having a hard time trying to achieve their dreams is how you dream, how you allow your dreams to come. Think about it. Think about Disney. Like everything is centered around dreams, right? One of their fireworks shows called Wishes, and they have, a dream is a wish your heart makes, and Walt Disney talks about your dreams and to dream it's fun to dream the impossible, those kinds of things. It all centers around that because I think people who are successful are very good at daydreaming and allowing their dreams to guide them. And that may seem really weird, but I think it's so true because I think that we are often guided and given direction when we allow ourselves to daydream. And as I said what is the harm in doing that? Because when you sit and you take a time to just think about how amazing your life can be, not that it's not now, but that there's so many cool things that are going to happen for you, and you sit and you just think about it, it makes you happy. And when you raise your mood and you elevate your mood, you're getting more into alignment with the thing that you want because it's all about feeling good and it's all about energy. If you believe in the law of attraction, it says that It's all about choosing to feel better. And we choose our thoughts and choosing thoughts carefully. So when you sit and you think positively and you daydream about the life that you want to have and how amazing it's going to be, you kind of smile because you're like, this is going to be awesome. And it allows us to believe a little bit that it could be possible. But I also feel like we are being given guidance for our life's purpose. And so many of us aren't hearing it. And the reason, and I'm just as guilty as the next person, we get up, we go to work, and we're so focused at what's right in front of our faces. We're like, oh, I gotta get to work. I'm stuck in traffic. I've got to fix my hair, and I've got to do this, and I've got to get my coffee. And it's like, I'm so like stressed out by the daily grind that we're not seeing the signs we're being given. We're not hearing the guidance we're given. We're not feeling it in our gut because our intuition, we're not tuned in to it. You know, it's like the channel. It's like when you're tuning a radio and you're in between stations, you know, when you're traveling and you're driving by car and you can't get a single station to come in clearly because you're just in some kind of dead zone where the radio stations are, and it's annoying because you're like, I just want one station. And nothing will come in clearly. That's like how we are when we're so busy in our lives and we're just going, and we're not focused. We're not like letting go to allow the divine to come in and allow our guides to step in and do what they're supposed to do, which is guide us. We weren't sent here just like willy-nilly to earth for no reason. And that's what I was trying to get to before when I was talking about the vacation. You don't come to earth just to explore and have nothing to do. We've come here with a mission. We've come here for a purpose. We signed up to do something. But for many of us, we don't remember what that is. We get here and we're like, oh, I have this blueprint, but I don't remember what it is. I don't know what I'm supposed to be doing. Or like you get on your path and you sort of understand it. Like for me, I heard teaching. So I went into teaching, but I didn't understand that wasn't the whole path. For me, it's not just teaching kids. It's spiritual teaching and teaching how to let go of all of those limiting beliefs and conditions that we've been taught by a society who's trying to keep us down. I mean, seriously, that is what's happening. It's like, we have a system that wants us to stay broke and all of those things, and that's not what we're here for. And the universe is screaming, no, you deserve to have everything you want. And you can, but you have to let go of all of the things that are holding you back. So we've come here more like with a mission, but we get here and we forget and we don't know what we're supposed to be doing. And so we need that guidance to remember what we were supposed to be doing here. Why did I come here? Was it to do this? Was it to do that? What was it? It's like we just need a little reminder, a jot to our memory, and our guides are here trying to help us and trying to do that for us, but we're not hearing it. So I feel like, especially right now with all of the energetic shifts and changes going on, your guides are really, really, really trying to get your attention, because we're in this new wave now where we're awakening and we're trying to step fully into our purpose. And it's not happening because we're not hearing the guidance we're being given. So the universe is saying, if you stay more in a dream-like state, if you allow yourself to daydream throughout the day periodically, that's how we're going to get those messages to you. So I would urge you to take time in your day where, maybe on your lunch hour, you sit and you take a deep breath and then you just think about, anything that, like for me, I think about the things I'm hoping to manifest. So I think about my dream house, or I think about my career and what I would love to do. And I just allow myself to go with it. I just allow my imagination to run wild. And every time I do that, I receive some sort of like idea that pops into my head, like, oh, I should do this. And then I go back and I do it. And it's crazy what comes to me. Like I've gotten ideas for podcast episodes for my book, for just different things, simply by allowing myself to be in that state that's not totally here and aware, but not asleep either. You know, that daydream-like state is really what I allow. And I feel like if you take time to do that every day, if you have a long commute home or something, it's the perfect time to really do that. I mean, I'm not saying totally go rogue and don't pay attention to the drive, but, you know, I was able to really daydream and also still be paying attention to my driving, but I just allowed myself to, like, my mind to wander, I guess is really what I'm trying to say. And where it ends up going, it's not an accident or a mistake. We really are getting guidance for what we should be doing, the next steps we should be taking. And what you can do is you can ask your team before you get into this state of daydream. Just say whatever it is you'd like to know. You know, I'd like to know if I'm on the right path with my career, or I'd like to know if this is the relationship that I'm supposed to be in, or what am I supposed to be doing for school, or whatever stage you are in your life. You can ask those important questions. And then sit down and just allow yourself to relax and just daydream. Think about, what would I love my life to look like? And you might start noticing patterns or things coming in for you. Pay attention to it. You know, a lot of people, I work with clients who will tell me like, well, I got this information, but I don't think it's correct. And I'll say, yes, it's correct. And I'm getting the same information for you. Like, that's confirmation. Because we don't dream big enough. I can tell you. And when I went to a medium one time, this was several years ago, she said, you're supposed to be doing this work. And I just laughed, because at that time I didn't feel like I was psychic or intuitive or any kind of anything at all. Felt like I was the complete opposite of that. I was always fascinated by it, but I didn't feel like I had any of those abilities. And it wasn't until later, and someone else said, you're a healer, a totally different person. And those were things I never would have imagined for myself. So if I sat down and I daydreamed and I got, you're going to be doing readings for people and you're going to be doing a podcast and you're going to be a healer, I would have thought you were insane, you know, and I definitely would have thought that the information I was getting was incorrect. But it was absolutely correct. So don't immediately dismiss something when you get it. If you're doing the meditation or if you're doing daydreaming, something comes to you. Don't just dismiss it. And what you can do is ask for more signs. If this is what is meant to be, show me more signs. Or bring me to people who can help me achieve this. You know, we can ask for more clarification, more signs, and you'll get it, because that happens to me all of the time. When I ask for more clarification, it comes in. When I say, I think I know that this is what I'm supposed to be doing, but I'm still just a little confused because I don't know if that was the sign I was getting, because we doubt everything. And the universe, our guides are probably banging their heads on something like, I just showed you 15 signs and now you want a 16th. Okay, well, here it goes. But that's how we are. We don't believe things unless we see it with our own eyes or we hear it or whatever. So you can ask for more clarification and the universe will come through with more signs for you. It's just an incredible thing. I would just urge you to take the time to really start dreaming big and really enjoy the time daydreaming, because it is enjoyable when you think about all of the things you want in your life. And what do? We spend most of our time daydreaming about things we don't want to see happen and that we're afraid are going to happen. How stupid is that? Why are we doing that? That's the opposite of what we're supposed to be doing. We're not supposed to be sitting and worrying and thinking and dwelling and just obsessing over the bad things in life. The universe wants us to sit and rejoice and dwell and envision and be excited about all of the amazing things in life. And when you start to make that switch, you're going to see things coming in for you because you're not focused on the wrong stuff. You're focused on the right thing. It's like a record going round and round. If you choose to focus on the one song you don't like and it keeps playing and playing and playing on repeat, you're going to keep getting the thing you don't like. But if you take it off repeat and pick up the needle and redirect it to a song you like, you're going to hear the stuff or see the stuff coming in that you absolutely love because you've redirected your brain. We're not focused on the wrong kinds of things anymore. We're focused on the positive, on the good, on all the things we want to see. And that's when you're going to start seeing it come in for you. And it will. I promise you it will. But for many of us, I know so many people who will say, why I focused on this and it didn't happen. And I'm like, well, how long did you do that for? Like a week? Like, really? So you think it's going to take a week for you to get all of your dreams? No, I mean, it's going to take longer. You're going to see signs that things are coming in. But how big are you dreaming? If you're dreaming big, it's going to take a little bit for the universe to bring in that dream. But you've got to stop resisting it too. You've got to stop doubting and saying that that's not going to happen, because it is going to happen. It will happen. Proof of that. Someone who started off a podcast with 10 listeners and now has way more than that, still building, still growing, it can happen for you too. So focus on your dreams. Build time into your day for daydreaming, because that's when you're going to see your big stuff coming in. I pulled a card for you guys today, and the card I pulled is from the Daily Guidance from Your Angels Oracle Card Deck by Doreen Virtue, and the card is Daydream. You will more easily hear and receive our messages if you daydream regularly. Relax and open your mind to receiving without directing your thoughts. Just notice any feelings, wisdoms, and ideas as if you were watching a movie. This is the seat of creativity. I love that. And no, I didn't pick the card before I picked the topic. So you can't make that stuff up. It's the universe guiding you, telling you, daydream. That's when you're going to get your signs and your synchronicities. Pay attention to what you're feeling and just let go and enjoy it. Have fun with it. All right, guys. Well, I want to thank you so much for being here with me. As always, if you like this podcast, please subscribe. Please leave me a review from wherever you're listening. If you could leave me some stars on iTunes, I would really appreciate that. Please share my podcast with anyone you think might enjoy it. Thank you so much to all of you who have already done that. I just want to remind you that I still have my anniversary special going on. You can get a 30-minute card reading for $20, so it's $10 off. All you have to do is type anniversary in all caps in the coupon code at checkout when you purchase from my website. And you can purchase it from the offerings page. When you're ready to book, simply contact me and we'll set up your session. Also, you can purchase a 15-minute card reading right now too. I just added that as a temporary thing for those who just would like a little guidance. Don't forget to follow me on social media. I do a card reading live on Facebook, 6:30 Central on Mondays. And I also post videos to IGTV, and I have free guided meditations on YouTube. So go follow all of that, please. Also, don't forget my book, Beautifully Broken, is still available on Amazon, Barnes & Noble, and Goodreads. The audiobook is available on my website. Also, my Mindfulness Matters course, a socio-emotional approach to teaching children, is available on Amazon and also on my website. So check all of that out. Thank you so much for being here with me. I hope that you guys have a beautiful day. I am sending you so much love and light, and I will talk to you soon. Bye, guys.